everybody, and welcome to today's stream. I barely made it today. I barely made it here. It was touch and go, mostly go. Welcome to today's stream. I am Sandish, your exasperated Foxboy VTuber, here to drink wine and maybe draw. I wonder why my capture card's not being funny, so it's gonna reset that a couple times. Today was a lot. Today was a lot. Not just today. The last 2.5 hours were a lot. Don't do this to me, iPad. Don't do this to me, iPad. I've had it to here with you. Let me do this. So I'll go over. Weh. All right. Here's where the wild happens. I'm going to turn this upside down. The USB-C plug upside down. And see, that fixes it. So we're gonna go over. There we go. Oh, I have a picture. Oh, no. There we go. Yes, turning the USB-C upside down, fix my problems. Let's not think too deeply about that one, shall we? So today, I was happy. Let me get my glove on. Let me just draw this out. Let me just draw this out for everybody. Let's see. Week was going pretty well. Things were going pretty well today. I went to the gym. I ate some lunch at about 1 p.m. This is the timeline. So 1 p.m. I was happy. I'm still happy, but it's like a different type of G pen. Oh, it's just giant. So 1 p.m. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go. Pop, 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 pop. I was happy. It was 1 p.m. Everything looking great, feeling good. We got like a little hair thing sticking out the side. We got a little. Things are looking good. 1 p.m. I was playing Arc Raiders, the Arc Raiders public play test by friend. It was going pretty well. We were enjoying ourselves. We were having fun. About halfway through our play session, I got an email. So let's say it was 2 p.m. from my building management company saying, "Hey buds, hey guys, there was a bunch of car break-ins. A bunch of car break-ins in our secured parking garage below the building." And I thought to myself, I said, that's fine. I drive a 10-year-old Honda Civic. No one breaks into 10-year-old Honda Civics. Ha ha. So I've survived like 2 years in another building that also had a bunch of break-ins, albeit in a nicer part of town. But like my car's not like, if you were to stack rank all the cars in my parking garage, like, here's a stack rank. Car. Up here, there's like a Mustang. My car is like down here. Not like maybe at the bottom, but like pretty close to the bottom. And you know what? It's fine. I'm like, okay, 2 p.m. car break-ins. They had a couple during the week. No big deal. It's gonna be fine. So 2:30, I finished playing with my friend. This is normally, I had skipped coffee for this. And I'm like, let me put on my Crocs, walk down to my parking garage, and take a peek-see. Take a quick little, I'm just my monitor. Oh, that's not something my monitor. It's my drawing iPad. Take a quick gander, and I walk down, and what do I see? I see. Oh, I have photos. I see. Low. Oh, it's not the hotkey. Control F. Low. My car hath been broken into. Smushed. Window smashed in. Thanks, everybody. Real cool of them. So, more exasperated than anything. I look inside. I take pictures. Obviously, I take pictures. Low, a picture. I look inside, and it's just like my inner console been kind of like things pulled out of it. And like that's it. Glass everywhere. Obviously, glass outside. A lot of glass. Did you know? A car window has a lot of glass in it. Like, you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, sure, it's a window, it's a pane of glass. But like when you're cleaning it up, it's a lot of glass. the best I could tell, the things I cared about most, I immediately checked. Did they steal my prescription sunglasses? Number one, that was my number one concern. Everything else in this car, secondary to that. Prescription sunglasses, marked safe. Fantastic. That's it. I looked through, the only thing they actually physically took from my vehicle, aside from glass shards, I assume, was the remote control to the garage itself. So they broke in to my car to steal the remote control to the garage. And I'm just like, way to maximally inconvenience me without actually taking anything. Glove box had cash in it. Admittedly, it was like $6 in cash. It was like, this is like emergency bridge soul cash, untouched. They didn't even open the glove box. Who does this? Trunk, untouched, which I thank God, because in the trunk, close this, in my trunk is my beloved, I have a little foldy cart in my trunk. It's got a little like foldy cart. It's got like it's got some wheels. Got a little handle back here on this little frame. And it's got a little handle that sticks up. He is red. He's a red guy, so we're gonna paint this red. Here, shading pen. My red little car wagon. Affectionately named Bilbo Wagons. Bilbo Wagons marked safe from being stolen. Thank God Bilbo Wagons is safe. Bilbo Wagons is now inside my apartment with all of my, I just took everything out of my glove box, threw it in a bag. I took everything out of my trunk, which included Bilbo Wagons, marked safe. Some random car emergency stuff my dad had foisted on me over the year, like a folding shovel that doesn't work, snow chains I've never once put on or used. And the one thing I have used that I'm glad is still there is during the pandemic, my poor car was, I didn't drive it, right? COVID happened, why would I drive my car? I just stayed inside and walked to the grocery store if needed or had it delivered. The battery kept dying. The battery kept dying all the goddamn time because I didn't drive the car for like 6 months, like a year. And so I got like a little like car jumper thingy that's like USB charged, like a modern one. Works great. I used it so much. I jumped this car so many times. I jumped my ex's Prius so many times. Fantastic, wonderful. That all survived. So the only thing they took was the garage remote. I'm just like, why? Why'd you take the garage remote of all things? I mean, no, if they want to come back in the garage. So exasperated. I vacuumed out my car so I could sit in it at least. I go back to my apartment. I fill out a police report with the Seattle police. Apparently break-ins are common enough. They're just like, it's just an online form. Just an online form. I'm glad I didn't have to be on hold for 5 hours with the Seattle Police Department to try to fill out a police report. But because it was inside a secured garage and the way their flow worked, like they really cared about like the items that were stolen. What I wanted to register was the fact that some jackass broke my car window. So I got that filed. Contact my car insurance, who I know is not going to do anything. That's fine. This is a hopium, just huffing it deep. And then I contacted a place to get my car window replaced on Monday. And I'm just like, it's so inconvenient. I was going to drive friends to brunch on Sunday, but A, it's going to be raining, and B, I'm not driving without a window. You know? So I'm just like, man, it's not even the cost. It's not even the cost. It's a little bit the cost. It's a little bit the cost. It's mostly just like, it's like 5 hours of my life dealing with this. And I'm just like, I value my time and my life more. Like, if they could have just asked nicely, I would have just given them the remote. I wouldn't have, but also, to be fair, the remote I did have was like really old because of my previous tenant who lived here for 20 years and it barely worked. Like this remote, I had to like, can't do that here. So for this remote, like when driving, God dang it, I want to move Bilbo. Move Bilbo up here. When going to my parking garage, the cross section of the parking garage is like, here's street level. Here's street, a little curb up a little bit, sidewalk, and then it kind of goes like straight down. Then there's a gate. So here's a gate. and then down a little bit more, and then level in the garage. This gate right here, here's a little box sensor. The remote didn't work. I had to drive my car to like right up to the front here. Face, little angry eyes. I'd drive my car up to the gate, holding my remote out my window and like clicking it to try to get the door to actually open. So it wasn't even a good remote. I just had to get a new one from the HOA. I had to contact the HOA, get a new remote, another thing to hassle with. And like, while I do this, there's someone lives right here. It's like a little window. And like every time are they looking down at the driveway and like some idiot can't use his remote again. So, no, I mean, I did like, I mean, they're not locked now. I did the classic of just like glove box open, all the consoles open, everything out of the car. And then I just here, let me show you my sick repair job. Oh, I don't have it available. I have to save my sick repair job. Save image. Yes, Discord, save image. As a PNG. Downloads. Image.png already exists. I clearly don't care about it if I named it image.png. And so I did a sick repair job. Let's put that sick repair job up here. And then I go Control F, what hotkey? I did a classic. Look at this. Look at this quality repair job. I had a white trash bag. So I wanted the white to be classy, you know, let some natural light filter in as I'm driving to the repair place. But it didn't work, so I used like a larger black trash bag. And as I was like pulling this packing tape up and putting it up to my car, I had this thought in my head. Which was, will this damage my paint on my car? That thought stuck with me for about 2 seconds before I realized I don't care. Like, I deeply like don't care that much about my car. I know a lot of people care about their cars, they baby their cars. Like, look at this photo. Look how clean and pristine this outside of this car is. There's like absolutely like immaculate levels of dust here. I wash it the Seattle way, which is I drive it when it's raining out, and I do this motion with my hands. I go, done, all clean for the season. Until I see moss growing on my car, I'm not that worried. I'm gonna drive this car into dust until it crumbles into dust. It's got the basic safety features I need, but like taping this on, I did have that moment of like, is packing tape bad for the window, bad for the car? I'm just like, no worse than someone smashing it. Tape. All you gotta do is gotta drive like 1.5 miles to an auto glass repair shop on Monday. That's all this job's gotta do. It's gotta not fly off while I'm driving. That'd be a pro. And also just a little bit of like, hey man, you already broke into this car once. Like, you don't need to break in again. Like, clearly this is a trash bag. Like, look, I know I did a great job, and I feel like I need to point this out. I didn't actually fix it. This is just a trash bag. It's hard to tell. The quality of the job I did on this repair is so high, it's difficult to notice, but this is in fact a trash bag and not a replacement window. And so I'm just irritated. There's still glass in the car because like I have a Dyson cordless vacuum, and I vacuumed up like as much of the window stuff as I could. I just kept opening and slamming the door closed until I stopped hearing glass falling. Very methodical way. And then I just vacuumed the seat and enough of the floor so I wasn't grinding glass into the ground. And then my battery in my vacuum died, and I'm just like, it's fine. It's fine. My anime stickers marked safe. My anime stickers, so Paimon here, marked safe. Oregon High School Host Club sticker over here, marked safe. That's what truly matters. That's what truly matters. I assume they didn't steal my license plate or my registration sticker. I didn't actually check that. It's probably fine. The disappointing thing is, like, this is the first time I've had this car broken into. I mentioned before, I've had my first ever car was stolen, which is still rankles me a little bit. Let me find a quick picture of it because I love that car. Nissan 240SX, 1991. Let me find a picture of this sick car because it was so cool. Oh, here we go. Here, convert and save as. I'm not gonna do my actual photo of one of my cars because like it's like buried in my camera roll somewhere. Cause my friend was like, "Oh, I've had my car broken into and it feels so violating." Like, it doesn't feel violating. Getting my car stolen did. So here's someone else's picture of my first. This is my first car I owned. This was the Honda the Nissan 240SX, two-door 1991 sports car that I got from my grandfather when I got to grad school. When I moved up to Seattle, I was gifted this car. Stick shift. I was given a car being like, well, you now own a stick shift. Learn to drive. But this car was my favorite, and it was stolen. I mentioned this. My ex at the time, it was like 11:30 at night, and we're just like, oh man, we could really go for some Taco Bell. Like, I'm not sure if you've had a deep craving for Taco Bell in your life. There's probably something else you've had a deep craving for, some other fast food. If you're in the Midwest, it was Culver's, I assume. If you're from California, it'd be In-N-Out. But it was like we had a deep craving for Taco Bell. It was living on First Hill, so our Taco Bell was the one on like first, and then kind of by the stadiums before they got rebuilt and got fancy. And we go out there, we're all happy, we're like, going to get some Taco Bell, going to get some Taco Bell. Go to where I parked my car, gone, not there. I'm just filled with doubt. I'm like, I thought I could have swore I parked here. Car gone. I miss you 240SX. I actually looked up like how much it would cost to buy a new one, and it's just like $13,000. I'm like, not worth it. It was not worth $13,000 when it was stolen. The Kelly Blue Book Valley was $1,500. It's gone popular since then, which is weird, but it had pop-up the headlights popped up. The seat belts, I don't have an arrow, but the seat belts were automatic seat belts. So you sat down, you turned close the door, and the seat belt went and strapped you in. The moonroof in the top there whistled if you went over 55 miles per hour. It had no cup holders. And it was a stick shift that sucked on Seattle hills, but having this car stolen, that was rough. I had to buy a lame ass gray Mazda 3. Awful. I mean, it was a fine car. But it was gray and it was boring and it wasn't cool. I will say, driving this car around as a stick shift, nothing has ever made me feel more cool as a human being than driving this car as a stick shift. Like, you're going on a date with somebody, you're taking them somewhere, you pick them up, and you got a stick shift, and you get on the freeway, and it's like shifting. It feels great. Did I look cool? Probably not. Felt it though. I felt cool. Say what you will. Stick shifts make you feel cool. Hear that, kids? Go buy stick shifts. Impress the ladies. Or, impress the guys. Everyone's impressed with a stick shift. Europeans are not impressed. Americans are. It depends what you're looking for. So coming out of this, go back to like my timeline here. This is 3:30. 3:30. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to stream at 4. I prep stream. We're prepping stream. I got some wine. Because after, I was thinking about doing some wine for this stream, but then like all of this happened. I'm like, this is a wine evening. If there ever was one. 3:30 prep. 3:45. I'm at my desk getting my iPad set up. I accidentally hit my water glass and spilled a full glass of water all over my desk. Just the whole desk. Like my Yaimiko desk pad, iPad, which didn't bother me. The one that bothered me and like caused me to panic is I spilled it right onto my Hobonichi notebook, my daily planner. And I'm just like, no, not my daily planner. Anything but my daily planner. And so I just I grabbed it, brushed water off, ran to my kitchen and just patted it dry as fast as I can. And now October 17th through October 22nd, the pages are all wrinkly. And ironically, the appointment I made for Monday is now all smeared from water damage. So I was cleaning that up. We're at 10:55 now. We're at 3:50. We're at 3:50. Clean that up from dancing it out. I'm like, notebook saved, iPad fine, got my desk clean. I was all working on the floor, phone calls started coming in. I'm like, oh God, it's like my insurance company, or this is the police calling me back. Okay, I gave the Seattle police responding to my online forum of a car break-in calling me back within an hour at precisely 0%. Precisely 0%. That's not happening. Let's be honest, everyone here, that's not happening. But it could be the car insurance company. I do like money. So I answered it, and it was someone calling back from a cleaning service I requested a quote from. They're calling back to like talk about the details of it, and they're like, is this a good time? And I'm just like looking at my wet floor, my wet office chair, my wet desk. I'm thinking about the stream starting in 5 minutes. I'm just like, no, it's not a good time. I'm like, can we call back Monday in the afternoon after I get my car window replaced? I'm just like, it's a lot going on. Phone call. I think there's nothing that frightens me, and perhaps many millennials more, than an unexpected phone call that you need to answer. And they're here at 4 o'clock streaming. Make a new layer here. So I had this going on my last chatting stream, and I liked it as a thing. Okay, we're gonna go now serving. Now serving. The wine I'm drinking is called Tattoo Girl. Tattoo Girl. Cabernet. Charlotte wine glass. Get a good wine color here. What a day. What's a good wine? It's kind of like right about. I'm looking at my wine glass. There we go. I did like a third of a bottle pour. To one of those afternoons. So that was the last 2.5 hours of my life. And I'm just like, please, nobody at work message me. I swear to God, if anybody messages me this late on a Friday, I'm just gonna like, honestly, I just ignore them. Let's be real. So going back, let's see, what else happened this week? I feel like there's something else that just made me like, check book, clean desk. I'll get to drawing eventually. Don't. Like today was going so well. Like I went to the gym, I did some stuff for work, I played games with a friend. Like it was all going so well, so very well. I think that smells good. Okay. That was mostly it for today's nonsense. Today's absolute nonsense. It's really just the inconvenience of it all. And I had to call people and fill out online forms, and they're going to call me back. So today, this week, this doesn't happen very often. It's an odd tonal shift. Music change though. Thank you, music. Every now and then, I remember that one of my goals of this, not even like a year, just like an overarching goal, is being more grateful and explicit that I appreciate the friends that I have in my life. And it hit me last night. So I messaged a Discord server. I'm just like, you're all great. And it's a going through all of this just now. I was thankful that I have places to vent my exasperation at the situation in terms of group messages into a Discord server, DMing individuals with exasperation, and just being like, because it's something I forget about. It's one of the things where like, it's a boiling a frog. Like once you develop a lot of good social connections, you forget when you didn't have them. I used to not have them, and so I appreciate having them now. I need to get better at saying that. I'll be more explicit about it. Fortunately, I have one friend who he, at the end of like a gaming session, he'd be like, I love you guys. But he also starts calling us out individually. He's like, I love you, Fred1. I love you, Sanish. And then like If I just say like, oh, I love you guys, he's like, no, say it individually. Which I need and I greatly appreciate it. But I just, whenever he does it, I feel so deeply called out. I'm like, it's hard for me to say this. And he's just like, we're going to stay on this phone call until you say you love me as a friend. And I'm just like, don't make me do it. But I need to do it. It's a habit I need to get better at. One of those like interpersonal growth sort of things. Ugh. Speaking of, okay, my chair's dry now. I've been sitting on a towel this whole time because I spilled that glass of water everywhere. So something I need to get better at. I need to get better at telling my friends that I do, in fact, love them as friends. Not a resolution. However, drinking a giant glass of wine sure will help. I think part of it was I had a friend who was gone out of town for a couple weeks, and then she came back, and it was one of those things that just like, oh right, I did like miss their presence in the community, in the group. And it's hard for me. It's hard to me when you're airways. Sometimes you don't feel these things. To feel like romantic love, but like I see it more like if I think about the absence of a person or an absence of a relationship, and I feel the grief of that. That's when I'm like, oh, I do love this person as a friend. Now, there's definitely things I feel the opposite of, where I imagine my life without that thing, and I'm just like, oh, thank God, that sounds so much better. For example, people from work. If they weren't in my life, I'd be like, oh, it feels great. It feels wonderful. There's something I need to get better at. I know I need to get better at. So be forewarned, any friend on this who's listening to this. Hello, welcome back. I am chatting about my car being broken into, being grateful for my friends, and I will get to drawing eventually once I'm, oh shit, I almost need this glass of wine. Well, that was a lot. Perhaps that was a lot of wine, very fast, but it tastes, this wine, pretty good. And it was on sale. Oh, I will say, at a deep personal level, discount wine makes it taste so much better. Once a 22 bottle of wine discounted down to $12, I'm just like, it tastes so much sweeter. Nectar of the gods, discounted wine. So she was like, this has 92 wine points and it's $10 off. I'm just like, tell me more, wine monger. Tell me more about these fine vintages I can purchase. And then it's also a screw top, so I could open it up real easily. Tattoo Girl wine, stamp of approval. But, and the label looks cool. I think that's what's important. Give me a cool label. I can get more bourbon though. It's the millennial way to cope. Light drinking. Not chronic alcoholism, but light drinking for fun. I'm getting my notepad. I think there's something else I wanted to talk about before I got drawing. Let's get drawing. Oh, cleaning service. That's right. That's right. I had a weird moment. I had a weird moment earlier this week where like, this is unusual for me, so maybe this happens to other people more often, where I just felt suddenly very sensitive in my skin, felt very like sensitive to the world. So my entire condo felt dirty. Like everything felt just lightly dirty. And like I started seeing things that were dirty everywhere, and it was just like, it got deep into me. It's like Wednesday. And I just am like, this feels gross. Everything feels dirty. Everything feels bad. I washed a bunch of towels and sheets, and it's like I cleaned my bathroom, my kitchen, my office desk. I'm just like, this is too much. This is too much for me. But at the same time, because my skin felt sensitive, it felt like I had for me, the very rare feeling of just like, wow, making out with somebody sounds really great right now. And I'm like, this is weird. It's a passing feeling. Both these are passing feelings. I don't like, there's no acting on them necessary. But coming out of that, I'm just like, I am terrible at cleaning. Like, I'm just not good at it. We're going to put those eyes away. We're going to gloss over what I just said and move forward. The feeling's gone. And mostly gone. And I'm like, I should look into getting a cleaning service and actually pay professionals who know how to clean things. So like, I'm trying to clean things, and it's like, I feel like there are a few things that make me feel very incompetent, and fine detail cleaning is one of them. Wipe down a counter, do dishes, great, fantastic. Clean like a bathroom like really well. Jeez, I feel like an incompetent boob. Just like awful, just awful at it. So I decided I'm going to actually like look into doing like a deep cleaning service, at least like a couple times a year. Not like every week, not every other week, not even a month, maybe once a quarter. But yes, we can be revisiting the like, it's a very strange feeling to have for me. I guess it's very infrequent. It's a couple times a year, just like reflecting on past experiences and being like, that was nice. That experience, that level of physical intimacy was fun. I, however, do not want to have to build up an entire relationship to seek it out. That's the sticking point. And the effort to get there, way higher for me than necessarily what I want out of it. But it was one of those, a funny moment of just like, everything feels sensitive. Everything feels awful. Not awful, but everything feels sensitive, I guess. Speaking of that, because I mentioned it I think I had a chatting stream last week. Yeah. My, look, I'm sure that I worry about the quality of both aspects of those if they were bundled together. Like one of those on its own, great quality. Together, we're getting dubious quality here. Also, who wastes the maid dress in that situation? That's the question. That's the question to ask. The other one is like updating from last chatting stream. Laser hair removal is weird. I'm just saying it out there. Last stream, I think I was like one day into it last stream, and so it was still in the like, I'm covered in burn wounds, and they are healing. And now it's just like, hair slowly working its way out and disappearing. And I'm just like, I now understand deeply. I deeply understand when the doctor I met to, I didn't double check he was a doctor, but he said he was a doctor, and so we're gonna go with it. He's like, I'm gonna warn you, laser hair removal is addictive. And he's like, it's fine because I can do it for free. I'm like, thanks, buddy. Thanks for that tip. But I get it now. I see it now. Like, I'm starting seeing some of the outcomes. I'm just like, man, getting a lot more would be nice. Like, dear laser hair removal technician, could we just like, I know we have a 15-minute appointment, but what if we did like 45 minutes and we just did everything? Like, couldn't take that long, right? It couldn't take that long. Then I think about it, I'm like, it would take a long time. It would take a long time. It'd be very intimate. But at the same time, I'm just like, it'd be nice though. Sure would be nice. And I have one friend who'd be like, I got a laser hair removed on my legs and it feels fantastic. And I'm just like, shit. There's a lot. Legs, I've said this before, and I'll stand by this. I think every guy in the world should shave their legs at least once. At least once. To understand deeply, 1, how long it takes, 2, the effort required, and 3, how hard it actually is in some areas. And then gain a deep appreciation for those who do it regularly. So trying to like, the laser hair removal of legs, on one hand, I'm like, seems nice. It seems nice. But on the other hand, I'm like, it's gonna take a long time. And for me, I know a lot of people, I know some guys, it's like, because I've talked about from some male friends, like, you have leg hair like on your shins and your calves and area, and like, so like halfway up their thighs or so, it kind of like peters out a bit. So some guys have it like, it stops. For some of those where it doesn't stop, you have to either like, you either have to go all in or not. There's like, otherwise you're gonna have some weird lines. You're gonna have some weird lines on your body where hair grows and hair doesn't grow. Either you accept that about yourself. Though knowing me, like every time I'd be like, well, we gotta do everything else. We just gotta go all in. We gotta get real intimate with Melissa, our laser technician, who really liked shit like lasering my neck hair. Still slightly weird, Melissa, but I'm glad you're into it. I'd rather have someone who's into it than someone who's like, oh, I'm getting a paycheck and just doing a job. So update is the burn wound, the burning aspect has all I'm thinking about it. The burning aspect has healed. And I get it because like my ex-wife was really into skin stuff like that, I guess. Like pimple popping and like ingrown hairs and just like plucking hair removal and like that kind of like there might be a word for it, but I've lived this experience firsthand of like getting rid of blackheads and things, of like people who are really, really into that sort of thing. So I have a very deep and very visceral and very personal experience with people who are really into it. And like, if you find that job that lets you do that, 10 out of 10. My ex-sister-in-law was a dental hygienist and she was deeply into it. She was deeply into like cleaning people's teeth. Maybe it was genetic on that side of the family, and that side, and that whole family, perhaps. So I've experienced it firsthand on a personal level, but it's funny to encounter it on a professional level, like having a professional have that like deep, deep joy and interest in it. So the problem is like, I like the results. It hurt like shit. It hurts so much. It hurts so much on my neck, but I'm like, I want it gone. I want it gone. It just hurts so much, but I want it gone. So I had my follow-up set for mid-November, because the doctor was like, well, neck beard hair, 4-week cycle, chest hair, 6-week cycle. You could wing it. Here's some dates that work. I had to move it because of, I didn't want to do it right before I went on an international flight to Japan. After experiencing the healing process for a week, I didn't want to be doing that while trying to travel, because I couldn't shave my neck beard hair for like 5 days there as it was healing. Like, don't shave it. So I could shave my face. I'll shave my face. I have a straight razor now. I can talk about that in a second. I can shave my face. But I couldn't shave like essentially from above the Adam's apple downward on my neck. So I just had like a clean shaven face and a neck, like a literal neck beard. And I'm just like, I feel so gross and bad. This looks so off. And it's all red because it's burned. And I'm just like, I look so bad. I look so bad and I feel so bad. I'm only leaving my house for like the gym and like getting groceries. I'm at the gym. I'm just like, I'm not a gross neck beard. I got laser hair removal. It got better. So it's no longer like deep red anymore, and that looks a lot better. But I didn't want to go into an international trip having to deal with that, so I called to move. I did a bunch of phone calls earlier this week, and it's like I had all this stuff today. I'm just like, okay, everyone stop calling me. Who else? I called somebody else. Oh, I had to call a dentist, schedule a dentist appointment. I moved like 3 months ago, so I'm having to reset a bunch of these services. It's just a pain in the ass. Absolute pain in the ass is what I have to say about it. This is why I like living. Like, if I could just be a fully online individual and not have to deal with the real world, sounds great. Sounds wonderful. The other thing, I'll draw eventually. I'm gonna draw eventually. Once I finish this giant ass glass of wine. Look, I drew Bilbo Baggins as my OC Bilbo Baggins. He has deep lore. Bilbo has been with me. I bought Bilbo Baggins for 5 years. Bilbo Baggins has been with me for longer than a lot of my current friendships. Bilbo over here, good old Bilbo Baggins. Okay, the wine's hit a little bit. We're gonna focus up. We're gonna focus up here. We're gonna focus up. By the way, if this is the moment of vulnerability. If you want to ask any questions, this is the time to do it. Because talking into a Twitch stream, broadcasted internet, I'm fine to talk about anything. In person, whew, social awkwardness just kicks in. Awful. You're like, oh, Sandwich, have you thought about therapy? I'm just like, no. I live stream. This is the equivalent of like long Tumblr posts about life situations or vlogs. Honestly, I think deep down, I should have been a Tumblr kid. I wasn't, but I should have been. Vacation. Christmas flights. Oh, God, what was I going to say? Something about... Oh, I had to call, like... I had a jacket I sent in to get repairs. I had to call to get fixed. I had a dentist to call to get fixed. I had to oh, that's the other one. This week was like a bunch of decisions and like, if you're not a millennial, cover your ears. A lot of adulting this week. You can uncover your ears now, it's fine. I had to make my decision about flying back home for Christmas. I don't really want to fly to my parents' house for Christmas, but they sounded so sad. They sounded so sad when they visited last month, combined with like, I have the time off already, and like, last year was the first year I didn't do it. And they weren't like upset mad about me. So it's not like a guilt mad thing, but they legitimately like, me visiting for Christmas legitimately brought them more joy than inconvenience to me. And I'm just like, I enjoy it most part. I don't enjoy the traveling aspect. So this week I had to like buckle down, look at flights and book something out. Luckily I set their expectations low, so I'm only doing 6 days. But I'm still like, because I know it's going to happen. I'm flying in like Monday or something. I'll fly in, landing at 6 o'clock in like Sacramento. I'm flying in Sacramento. Flying in Sacramento. They'll pick me up from the airport. Sacramento Airport. Take me to dinner, perhaps at In-N-Out. Like, I don't eat meat. I'm vegetarian like 95% of the time. I make exceptions for certain restaurant foods, like Mexican chorizo, like Mexican burritos or chorizo or carnitas. I'll make an exception. One In-N-Out burger a year, I'll make an exception. So I might have my annual double with grilled onions for Christmas. We'll do that, and then we'll go back to their house. I'll unpack my stuff. We will sit in their living room, and I will get absolutely blasted. I'll get just trashed. And not because of like, I have a drinking problem, but because my parents might have a drinking problem. And so I try to like, because you're with someone socially and like, oh, my friend had like a beer and I should have like finished my drink or another round. You have that kind of like that pacing in a group. If I try to keep it with my parents, it's over. And they keep refilling your glass. So you don't know how much you have. And they offer you like a cocktail that one of them made. And it's really good. And it tastes so good. It just tastes wonderful. And all of a sudden there's like some cheese on the table, some chips you can cut, or some fruit you can eat. And you're eating some snacks off the little table, and it's cozy, and it's like snowing outside, and you usually were in the airport, and you just drink some more, and we're gonna find out on this stream. Probably not on the stream, but like, it's then the second day, I'll have a raging headache and be like, why do I have a headache? It must be because of all the air travel I did, not because of the 5 drinks I had last night with my parents. And it'll be Christmas, and I'll open gifts, and they'll give me gifts I can't take in my carry-on. I'll have to check a bag, and then a couple more days, and they'll take me back to the airport, and I'll have a long, awkward hug, and then I'll go on the airplane, and I'll be thankful to be home. I could stream again and play games with my friends. I had to make all those decisions this week. And the problem was, like, one, I'll say it, I'm a frugal individual, sometimes on the cheap side. I'll say that. I'll cop to that one. Easy. So I was looking at these flights though, and it's like $350, not bad. And it's like departure time 5 a.m. And I'm like, It was like departure time 9 p.m. I was like, what's a reasonable departure time? And they're just like, oh, you want a reasonable departure time? Enjoy doubling your price, idiot. I'm like, I don't want to do that. But I'm like, I'm 38 goddamn years old. I paid extra for the ticket that's slightly nicer. And I'm like, I could have commissioned so much art for this. I could have bought so much Cabernet wine with this. Video games, art of myself. And this doubles the fact that my 2.0 model art is fully done. Which means it's moved on to the rigging stage. Very excited about that. It's all clapped. Yay, moved on to the rigging stage. But But the terror of it is I had to pay the second half of the bill. And it's funny because like I paid the second half of this bill, and like the next day, my credit card Chase emails me and was like, "Hey man, you got an alert on your credit score." I'm like, God damn it, don't send me an alert on my credit score because I put a large charge and actually used it for once in my life. And you're like, your credit score dropped because your utilization rate went up. I'm like, I pay off every month. I'm just buying a VTuber model. You don't need to drop my credit score, or don't tell me. I don't care. I don't care about my credit. I do care about my credit score. It's like getting a grade as an adult. I do love getting good grades. I love getting A minuses. A minuses, 10 out of 10. Always shoot for the A minus. But the emails from it, pah. It does make me realize. This hit me two nights ago. I started making my overlay for my 2.0 model. Looks great. I have the overlays done. It's like a month ago. I got into it. I was doing it every night. I was adjusting things. I got the overlays. They look fantastic. I love them. By the way, I absolutely love how my 2.0 model looks. I love it to the point where I upgrade to I love it. I love how this model looks. I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna look fantastic. The rigging's gonna be good. I've upgraded face tracking. And I talked to my one friend about how much it cost. My one enabling friend, he's like, yeah, man, you earned this. Like, how many hours have you put into this hobby? You earned spending $4,000 on it. I'm just like, it's still a lot of money. But I love it. But it means I need to actually finish my 2.0 overlay. Ha 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 ha. Things that are not done. Schedule template 1, not done. And the one I'm stalling on, my loading and my intro and outro screens. I have to animate that. I don't have to animate them, but I want to animate them. I'm just like, I either need to buckle in, or I need to like, I'm not sure I need to motivate myself to do this. My friends are doing like a crafting voice call tonight. So maybe that, or I can do it all at downtime while I'm traveling in Japan. I could do that. Or like, I don't know, man. I have so many hobbies and things I want to do. And then it's just like, I want to do all these things, all these cool activities and these hobbies, like do all this creative work. I'm like, or I can just play video games with my friends. And I'm like, it's okay, Stanish. You are socializing. And deepening your friendship bonds. That heart meter went up. It is okay. But I'm like, but my other hobbies though. So when after I spend 3 hours in a day dealing with my car break-in, I'm like, God damn it, I could have been doing something else. I could have been doing something I actually enjoy on this God's green earth instead of taking my car in to get the window replaced. The only bright side about this nonsense is that the window glass repair place I'm going to is next to a place that makes the best scones I have put into my mouth. Like, I have nearby is one neighborhood over from where I live. It has probably one of my favorite coffee shops, my coffee places. I haven't been in a while, so I'm not sure if they're still my favorite, but at the time, absolute favorite coffee shop. And like a block from that was like my favorite brunch place. And then a block from that was like a place my friend turned me on to that has like the best scones I've ever eaten in my entire life. And I'm just like, well, I can go walk and get a scone while my car is getting repaired and it'll be okay. It will be fine. I'm just irritated. I'm irritated at it. I'm mostly done with my wine. I've only driven my OC Bilbo wagons. That counts. Like, I want to get into drawing more, but it's always, I lived a life being told like, oh, you're gifted and good at STEM and math and science. Like, let's go focus all your energies on that. And have you paid no attention to any sort of creative arts or creative skills? And I'm like, oopsies. You said nothing. So learning to actually like, I enjoy creative activities. I'm just not good at them. I don't have the routines built in yet, but like they are satisfying to get done, have drawings be finished. But it's like, I'm bad at it. That's the problem, is like, I'm used to pursuing things that I'm good at. And so drawing is something I'm actively not good at. That I want to get better. Streaming, VTubing, let's be honest. Let's be real. Something I'm not very good at. I could get better. I could do better. Part of it is if I was a cute cat girl on the internet, easy growth, easy viewership. Being a, let's say, hypothetically, 38-year-old Fox boy, less of a draw for that one. It's a niche, sure is a niche. I can't imagine trying to like, when I was actually like, when I cared about my career, so this is like 10 years ago, the thing to do was when you're a junior in the career, in my field, data science is a career. It was like, oh, when you're not doing your job, like, what are your side projects? What cool things are you doing on the side with data science? Like, you must love data and do all this stuff, make all these cool side projects. Like, talk about your side projects in interviews. I'm just like, I don't give two shits about side projects. Like, I do not care. I deeply do not want to be doing the same sort of thing I do at work in my personal life. I was not meant for my career. My career was a stumble of accident, fortuitous landing of getting paid money to do something that I could do a half-assed job at, and people thought it was really good. My friend said something to me this week. I have one friend I complain about my work deeply to the point where I'm sure it annoys him. Where it's like, I was complaining about a coworker, mostly it's me complaining about my work to him. And I told him, like, I sometimes wonder if I expect too much from other people at work. And his reply, which I seemed fitting, was, my biggest surprise after 15 years of working is that I still get surprised that my baseline expectations are still much higher than reality. And I'm like, I feel that deeply because I'm like, oh man, I feel like I'm doing bad. Like, I feel like I'm half-assing work deeply, like very deeply. Then I look around everybody else and I'm like, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. And it's okay that I spend my day going to the gym and baking and prepping for stream and having a bunch of wine at 4 p.m. and streaming instead of doing work. Maybe it's fine. No one's complaining that I'm not being productive enough. Which in the back of my head telling me like, your Puritan ancestors would be ashamed of you for not being productive enough. They have their buckles on their hats and they expect you to work 9 to 7 every day and have 18 children. Ugh. I do think some of my ancestors are Puritans, which is the part that is bothersome. Or like they're on the Mayflower or something. It's like one of those irritating facts of ancestry that your parents tell you. Where like, you don't care about your ancestry. You're like, look parents. I am white. I am very white. I don't deeply care too much what percentage of white I am, because it's all kind of the same general milieu. But if you have a parent who's deeply into genealogy, or grandparent deeply into genealogy, they will actively and deeply bring it up and tell you all the time. Right? I think of that. I don't think of any Puritan ancestors. The ones I think about the oppressed Irish ancestors who'd be like, fuck yeah. You show those English bastards. You drink that wine, you eat some potato. No, don't even eat potatoes. Eat something fancier than potatoes. And live that life of leisure on the backs of the English. And I think back to my Peruvian ancestry, and they're probably similar boats, like, fuck yeah, eat those potatoes. And live the life of leisure and luxury. But so that small sliver of like German Puritan work ethic, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do that. I do think of there's one meme of like all the angels looking down on like Earth and being like, your ancestors are watching as you spend your time pulling in gotchas and Genshin Impact instead of having children. Worth it. But it's still every now and then, it hits me every now and then. I'm like, people think like, oh, I feel so productive or so fulfilling from work. I'm just like, couldn't be me. It couldn't be me in the slightest. I care less about work. Also, my workplace is being purchased, like going to a deep leverage buyout that's highly politicized with like a foreign government making a big purchasing it, going to private equity. So I'm just like, I don't care about my company either. Like, it's getting bought out. The amount I care about my job is so low right now. And that's saying something. Like, see this chart, this card chart here that I drew? If I drew like how much I care about work, most people will probably exist like right here, right in the middle. You have some super high achievers who actually care about their work and like are loyal to their company. Or if you work at a small business where it's like 5-6 people and you know the owner, you probably care about your work and like how it succeeds a little bit more. Like you probably care that your work does well, right? My dad, for example, worked at a 100-person company and he cared about like the employees and how the company did. But then you're me working like, my company is like 10,000 people or something. The amount I care about my company. If anyone from HR is watching, thank you for subscribing and watching HR. I doubt you are though. It's like down here. It's like down here. It's like there's a meter. Here's the bottom of the meter. I'm like down here maybe on a baseline. And it's like a totally being purchased by private equity. I'm deeply negative. I'm like, how can I extract the most value out of this company before I split? Because I'm not sticking around after it gets purchased. Thank you very much. I've done that once before. It was hell. I got in trouble with the head of HR by I've said this before. This is my favorite work story. I'm done. I'm gonna finish off this kills glass of wine. That was 40% of a bottle in an hour. I'm gonna be fine. I'll be fine, everybody. This is my favorite work story. And probably like, if I have to reflect on my career and my life, not my life, my career. So leaving grad school, career in tech industry, and I have to ask, what are you most proud of? What I am most proud of is, let me look how big this company was. They still exist. They still exist. Employee count. Yeah, employee count. This company had 15,000. This is a company of 15,000 people with whom I got in trouble with the head of HR. This is the lesson. I took a deep lesson away from this about the lack of joy and the lack of whimsy in the corporate world. This is where I learned it. So flashback, the year 2016. Young Sanish, fresh out of school, first real job where I'm getting paid actual money. And by actual money is in grad school, I got paid at the end $19,000 a year. I started at $18,000 a year. So 2009, I want to say. At the end, I got paid $19,000 a year, maybe 19,500, because our union, UAW 4121, United Audio Workers Union. I was a proud union member for 5 years. Shamed the university to paying us more. So I went from this salary to 2014. My first job, the pay was $80,000, give or take. So 4x, 4 times as much money. Bonkers. When you make a jump like this, it is a crazy change in the amount of money you make. Like, I think back how I lived here, and I think back how I lived here. It didn't change much, to be honest. But like the money coming in was just like, it was wild. It was wild. This jump absolutely flabbergasted me. So I'm in this job that I value because A, it was hard as shit to get the job. B, I didn't want to be unemployed. Haha. Which was, when you're graduating, a deep concern. So 2016, we got purchased. The company got acquired by a large mega corporation. So we went from a 300-person company to a 15,000-person company. My first experience with corporate America. I'll tell the story again. I'll tell the story again. I love it so much. They had a stupid, dumb internal tool called, I forget what it's called. 2014, 2016. It was an internal social media platform. Think LinkedIn, but only with inside your company. So people would posting like, oh, here's this inspirational article about this cool technology, or like, I did this cool thing at work, or like, kudos to this person for doing this great thing, or like, here's a company announcement about upcoming changes to your HSA policy, or stuff like that. But let me clear the screen here for a second. But so I log into it. Here's the website. Here's like a profile picture you upload. Here's me, young me. Shoulders, young me. Sanish. Don't invite me to play Arc right now. You know I'm streaming pop-up. Data scientist. Location. Posts. It's pretty simple. Like a post section. Empty, sad face. But we noticed, my coworkers and I, as we're exploring this internal website, we're gonna call it Corpo Book. Corpo Book. We noticed right here, it said Scout. It said Scout. And then there was like 0. And we're like, that's weird. That's weird. What's this? What's this thing right here that says Scout 0? So we click into it. And then it takes us to another page. And it's like, oh, here's your ranks. 0. Scout. 100. Forager. 500. Ranger. 1,000. Guide. 5,000. I know. Specialist. 10,000. Like warrior or something dumb. And we thought to ourselves, one of my coworkers and I, we looked at this and we're like, huh, that's weird. Okay, it's fine. So we logged on to the service and we added each other because you can follow people, right? You're like follows, like the basic social media, right? You can follow somebody, they can follow you back. You can make posts. And we noticed that like when we followed each other, this score right here went up. It went by 1. So then it'd be like, oh, you followed somebody, you got a point. Somebody followed you back, you got another point. You made a post, you got like 2 points. So you got 4 now. And so like onwards, like that's how you get points. You get points by following people, getting followed back, by making posts, getting your likes on your posts, got you points. And we're like, okay, this seems fine. This is dumb. We're like, this seems dumb. Like, who cares about this? Who cares about all this? Who cares about LinkedIn, right? It's like that sort of vibe. Then I had the thought, the little gremlin voice inside my head said, Sanish, you're a data scientist. You're a data scientist. Do they have an API? And I'm like, surely they probably have an API. APIs are text-based commands that are used to control and interact with different services. For those who don't know, application protocol interface. So you write something like, you'd write like post to corpobook /API/ Sanish. Hello world. I know, like you can do this like through programming language, and then it would be the equivalent as typing it and clicking the button on the website, right? So it's a way through programming language to interact with websites. And we are Dad Parade, we are talking about the time I got in trouble with HR, like the head of HR of a 15,000 person company. So we have, catch you up. CorpoBook was an internal web service for a startup I worked at that got acquired in 2016. It had internal profiles and it had ranks. There was a rank system. This is the first mistake. And so when we find out, I'm like, do they have an API? Do they have an API? I'm like, let me look into this. Let me search this API. And I saw there's an API to follow somebody. Now, keep in mind, following somebody got you 1 point. They did not need to accept nor follow you back. It was not asynchronous, adirectional. That's why I'm kicking in. They didn't have to follow you back. I'm like, so there's an API that you can call to follow somebody. I'm like, great. But I'm like, surely we don't, us scrubs who just got access, don't have API tokens and access to actually call it, right? Like, that's dumb. That's a huge security hole. So I tested it out. And it worked. I followed a coworker through the API. Then I thought, okay. I can use the API to follow somebody. But like getting the list of all employees at the company, right? And their user IDs, that's gotta be hard, right? If you think about it, like there's gotta be some database, there's gonna be some random generated IDs. And I looked at it and I saw my ID was like Sanish. UID was like 15001. My coworker was like 15012. And I'm like, oh my God. The user IDs are sequential integers. And I'm like, what absolute bozo designed this system? So I'm like, okay. What if I said to my coworker, I just write a little script that once every 10 seconds or so, it follows the next ID starting from 0. And I'm like, I'll do it every 5 seconds. I put in a randomized jitter of 2 seconds. So sometimes I followed every 5 seconds. Sometimes I followed every 3 seconds. Sometimes I followed every 7 seconds. It's Friday. This is Friday. I'm like, and then I'll go to 16,000 because like I'm 15,000. So I assume 16,000 is the limit. I'm like, no problem. I wrote the script up in R. I told my laptop to not go to sleep. I clicked run. I clicked the run button, right? Thought nothing of it. I let it go. I went home from the weekend. I had a weekend doing something. I probably went to brunch. I probably went to a nursery or a garden center. I probably dealt with a deep existential dread of being with somebody I was going to divorce, but we're doing a bunch of home renovations. I was eating away at my soul. Something like that. Probably something like that. We come back Monday. I check my thing. My badge here no longer says Scout. It says Warrior 16,000. I followed every single person in the company, every potential ID. Turns out 0 to 1,000 were empty or blank, but 1,000 to 16,000 were people, and I followed every single goddamn one of them. The title was like Grand Wizard or something. And I'm like, oh, that was kind of a laugh, right? Like, oh, it actually worked. Like, I'm kind of surprised I would get rate limited or like some security would kick in or something like that. And then I noticed at this point that if I did a manual search, so your little eyeglass, if I did a little manual search, I put Spanish in here, but I left it blank, it would give a directory list of all employees. It was at this point that I realized on this search result that there's a little button right here that was sort by rank. I didn't notice that. And so I clicked, here's our little search icon. Here's our window of people, sort by rank. And I clicked that button and I'm like, sort descending. And at the top, Sanish VTuber, 16K. My coworker, who did it a little bit behind me, $15K. CEO, $12K. Head of HR, $10K. This is a 15,000 person company, that just purchased us. They purchased like a month ago. And I'm just like, oh, that's pretty fun. Like, I'm ahead of the CEO and the head of HR and like the CTO. And like essentially the entire C-suite was up here because people are just like licking their boots, like putting the full boot inside their mouth and just like tonguing it deeply. And like giving them likes on a little platform and telling them how good of a job they did at social media. Like, aren't you a good little CEO that your employees actually love you and they actually don't hate your guts and wish that you just didn't exist on the face of this earth because billionaires are terrible. So they had high scores. Then it was like 9K. And then it was like 1,000 for like an actual honest to God human being. Then I'm like, ha, top leaderboard, number one. Who's number one? It's me. Woo. And I didn't care. I didn't think anything about that. I left it at that. I'm just like, joke done. Let's move on. This is Monday. This happened on Monday. Got my rank. Monday afternoon. No, take it back. Monday afternoon, I got a message from the CTO. The CTO here, he messages me. And he says, CTO goes, no, take it back. No, CTO didn't message me Monday. Monday afternoon, I'm like, you know what? This is kind of a fun laugh. I made a post saying what I did. Including the script. I put the script up there. I said what I did. I saw how I got this rank. Here's the code. Here's the documentation. What a fun laugh. Ha, ha, ha. What a good time. Tuesday, I have a message from the CTO waiting for me. At this point, I start getting the feeling of like, I might have messed up. I may have goofed. I may have goofed slightly. Message from CTO. I'm like, oh shit. The CTO of this company? And the CTO was like, this is the funniest shit I've seen in years. He absolutely loved it. He loved that I wrote a script to exploit this platform. He loved that I had a higher rank than the CEO. The CTO was just like, he thought it was so funny. He loved it. I'm like, oh, thank God the CTO loved it. Woo, what a relief. Tuesday afternoon, my boss calls me into his office. Now, my boss, I've had a very bad track record of having shitty managers. Some have been inept, some have been negligent, some have just left me alone, which is kind of neutral and okay. This is probably my one manager who I respected for his actual abilities as a statistician, who I thought was kind of a cool guy, and who actually had some like personality and joy in his life. Like, he was like, this guy was like, how tall was he? He was like 5'2", absolutely jacked. This man had like biceps bigger than my thighs, and he loved WWE. He had a giant cardboard cutout of one of the wrestlers. Not one of the older ones. In his basement, his girlfriend hated. For his 40th birthday, he asked us to get him 40 Taco Bell tacos. Like, this guy had personality. He was a professor at a university, statistician, someone who I actually liked, right? Called me to his office. I sit down and I'm like, oh shit, this isn't good, right? Like, he has never called me into his office this way before. I'm just like, uh-huh. How's everything going good, Dan? And Dan's like, did you do something on the internal social media platform? And I'm like, sure did. I wrote a script that exploited the system and like defaulted everybody. And he's like, the head of HR called our vice president about this. So the head of HR for his 15,000 person company called the VP of our organization and pretty much said like, this is unacceptable. We're going to revert this. This is bad. And also like, he has to take this post down. This post I wrote here that the CTO loved, the head of HR thought was like absolutely awful, told me to take it down. So my vice president told my boss then told me, and my boss was like, one, I think this is hilarious. I think this is great and I absolutely love it. But our vice president, and the vice president to my boss apparently said, he also thought it was super funny because he was part of the company before the acquisition. He said, however, never do anything again that makes me have to talk to HR again. And so I'm like, I followed everybody in the company. But something about like posting about it and doing it via the API and having a higher rank than the CEO did not fly at all. So I'm like, okay, I had my laugh. I had my yucks. My yucks were had. I'll delete the post. So I go back to my desk. I'm like, okay, I'll delete the post. I pull up the post. On the social media platform. I look at it. The issue was it made them look like fools. That was the issue. I look at it. And then I realize something. CorpoBook, this vendor company they paid this for, it's write only. I had no way to delete my post because this platform was so shitty that users could not delete posts, nor could they delete comments, nor could they edit them. So I emailed my boss. I'm just like, Dan, I can't delete it. Even if I wanted to, I can't actually delete the post. I don't have permissions to delete it. I can call the API to follow everyone in the company. I can't delete a post. So he had to then email HR saying that I tried to, but because of the platform restrictions, I couldn't actually delete the post. And they had to go and delete it. Eventually they did. My score dropped. They did something to make me unfollow everybody, so I was no longer the top leaderboard of the company. Very upsetting if you ask me. I deserved that rank. I grinded for that rank. I was going for Corpo Platinum. Drop my pen. Rude, right? Those assholes drop me. But the absolute shitstorm I caused for my manager and my skip level and the vice president because I had a little laugh with their stupid system. My best moment in corporate America. This is the same company where they made us all get desk phones, and I think we did the math on clicking it manually, and like the page load for the view next 20 whatever, like it was too much. They made us all get desk phones. This is a company that tested cell phones. Our company was about testing the performance of cell phone networks, and they gave us all landline desk phones as if we were working at a 1981 beige corporate box office. They all installed us desk phones, and then we all found out we found out the commands to forward the phones, and so all we did was all of us in the data team. You can take your extension and say, forward all my calls to my coworker. Forward all my calls to my coworker. Forward all my calls to my we just forward all of our phones to each other into a circle. So if anyone ever tried to call us, it would just ring forever and continuously get forwarded to the network. Oh, we were the worst. But we gave two shits about this company because we got purchased by some faceless information broker corporation. It was absolutely awful. So that was a tangent of my proudest moment in corporate America. And that's why my current company getting purchased, I don't care about. I do care about getting paid though. This is all some are say is, as of tomorrow, so as of right now, it's my 4-year anniversary at my current workplace. Clap, 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 clap. the longest I've been everywhere because the job's so easy and they pay me so well. I'm just like, I like money and I like not working hard. This is a perfect combination. So that was my corporate book experience. I'm out of wine now. Ha ha ha. Oh, wah wah wah. So that was, God, that job. That job killed me. That's where I learned about corporate America, and I got disillusioned for the rest of my career. And that's how I became the person I am today. There's a lot of things that contributed to who I am today. That for sure is one of them. But that was a big tangent. I love that story. I love it because I forget about it, and like once a year I remember that I did that. And if you're not getting in trouble with HR because of a silly prank, are you even working in an office? But being fully remote now, you don't have the same like opportunities. The other prank I loved was when someone left their like the 2-monitor setup. You have your keyboard, you have your little mouse. Here's your desk, your little desk legs. When someone would walk off to the bathroom, bathroom sign with like feet. That's your feet. Someone would walk off to the bathroom and they leave their computer unlocked, so it'd be like, we see the little start bar. I think we're Windows 7 at the time. Little start bar. They had like a window open. Let's say it's some code and things. The prank we always did is as they were gone, because we all tend to work with our applications actually full screen, so we rarely ever saw our desktop, right? So we would, usually it's plugged into like some shitty laptop down here. It's like plugged into everything. So we would, as they were gone to the bathroom, the computer was unlocked. If you leave your computer unlocked by a bunch of mischief makers, we're going to change your desktop background. Like, we're going to change it. We're going to get in there. We got real good. We got real good and real fast at rolling over someone's computer, opening up their search browser, finding the image we wanted, downloading and setting it to their desktop, and then rolling away before they got back from the bathroom. If they left their computer unlocked, and we say, "Oh, this is company security policies. We're just helping them enforce company computer policies." We changed it to sexy Jeff Goldblum. There's a picture of Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park. That's like, there's a platform, and he's like lounging Jabba the Hutt style, like shirtless, showing some abs or something. Sounds like some dinosaur in the background. It's my dinosaur. And then we changed out the desktop background, and it worked. This prank for us. Oh, I dropped my pen again. This prank for us worked great for 2 reasons. One, sexy Jeff Goldblum. Second off, it worked great because then they wouldn't know this is their background, right? They wouldn't notice the background, so they would. Why is my eraser so small? There we go. So they would take their laptop. With sexy Jeff Goldblum out of background. And then they go to present in a meeting. So they take their laptop over to a meeting room and plug it into the monitor. And so the monitor, first thing it showed as a second display would be their computer background. And so they're in a meeting with all their stakeholders, and all of a sudden, bam, up on the screen, sexy Jeff Goldblum. Worth it every time. That's good. Barry's are teaching him. That's the sort of prank. I remember like early on with LinkedIn, you could endorse your friends. You could endorse people for specific skills. And at the time, you could endorse them for any skill you wanted. Like right now at pre-pop page, like I want to endorse them for statistical analysis. I want to endorse them for AI and LLMs. And oh boy, we love all of AI. Let's all circle jerk each other about AI for a little bit. on LinkedIn and post about how I learned about business strategy for that time my car got broken into. 2014, 2017, that era of LinkedIn, it'd be like, endorse your friend. And it was like a free text box, and you could write whatever you want in there. And then it would show up on their page as their skill. And one of my friends would write on a coworker's LinkedIn page things like garbage collecting, trash aficionado, dumpster diva, and just write a bunch of things about how this person is great at garbage collecting as they're like on their skill page. So it all show up on their LinkedIn profile page. And you can write whatever you want. And you could write like, you know, actual human. Doesn't fail CAPTCHAs. No smell. And you can add those as like skills and endorsements on LinkedIn. Oh, it's great. It's great. Whenever I see things like this or like this corporate book situation, all I can think of is like, who are the bozos designing these systems? And do they not have like a singular ounce of whimsy in their core of their being? Do they not know what joy is? Do they not understand fun? Do they not know that like impish individuals are going to prank their system as hard as they possibly can because it's there? It makes me worried for people. And then you meet them, and then you meet the people in charge, and they're like, this is the dullest, most blandest, mayonnaise-based individual I've encountered in my entire life. And no, they do not have a joyous, whimsical bone in their entire body. And it makes sense. They really need someone like me on their like committee or something to be like, hey guys, this is a dumb name that sounds dumb, right? Like we had one, it was a group called, it was called Member Growth for like memberships. But all we could think about was like, this is a shorthand for wiener. It's like, that is a dick joke. And we laughed at it as a dick joke the entire time. We had another one that was a vanilla gameplay. And I'm like, guys, don't name your team Vanilla Play. Please don't name it Vanilla Play. And like, we're gonna name it Vanilla Play. And we're like, no, don't name it that. And they did. Hard times. It's hard times to be like a mischievous, slightly chronically online person who looks for dirty jokes everywhere and be thrust into a corporate environment where people don't. I'm like, I'm not trying to sexually harass anybody here, but like, you named your team Vanilla Play, and that's a dick joke. Come on, people, get it together. Get it together. At least run it by somebody. Find someone to be like, hey man, can someone make a dick joke out of this? Just a quick check. A quick check is all I ask. Because other times I'm gonna snicker to myself every time it comes up. Every time. The other one. Oh, that was the other one. What's it called? They call it. What the heck? Why is my pen weird? HR came in for a new program. They're so proud of it. They called it short-term incentives. They called it short-term incentives. And they're supposed to be like spot bonuses. I think what people call them are like, oh, you did really good this quarter. Here's like a $500 bonus or whatever. They announced this in a large all hands meeting. So like they're up here with like HR persons, we have HR, and like vice president, and there's a screen, and there's like all of us watching it. So it's like a bunch of chairs, And way in the back, like it's like me, some other people. We all kind of look at each other. We like look around. Like, you know, if you've ever been in a meeting or in a situation where like you see something and you think like, does anybody else see the joke here? And like you're checking, like you're looking at like anyone else like snickering or like giggling or like anybody else looking around like, are they serious about this? I know it's all of us in the back of the room. Everyone in the front looks very serious up here. But we're all back here looking up here as they're talking about how they're so proud we're all getting STIs. And that our new STI program will make sure that like if you do a good job at work, you're going to get an STI. And we're all sitting back here like, no, don't call it short-term incentive. Don't call it STI. Like, what is wrong? What is functionally wrong with all of you in HR that nobody saw the problem with this name? This is one that killed me, and I left. All these companies, by the way, I left shortly after these incidences. They're so proud of this one. I keep hitting the power button. They're so proud of this one. And like, the Corpo LinkedIn one, fine. I get it. Hard to see the problem there. Like, that's more insidious on my part. Calling things vanilla gameplay, like, okay, maybe you don't see the joke there. Calling it short-term incentive? Come on, everybody. Well, I mean, that's how it happens, I guess. My only solace, the only solace I can take from this is that someone in HR saw this, proposed it as a joke, because they knew what this abbreviated to, right? They knew how to get here. And they're like, what if we call it short-term incentive? Wouldn't that be funny? Ha. And someone above them took them seriously and implemented it. And they're just like sitting there like, oh my God, they're doing it. Oh my God, they're actually implementing this. Oh my God, like no way. And they did it. And they're just like up here trying to tell a straight face about short-term incentives. And we're in the back like snickering and giggling to ourselves because we're immature adults. No, short-term incentive, man. I just can't. And like, that's why corporations are so hard, is you have these people who say things like this and you're just like, I think about this every now and then. I think about these instances and I'm like, I sometimes meet people and I'm like, am I arrogant? Am I like a narcissist who do I think like I'm smarter or like I'm with it more than other people? And I'm like, I can't be like that. Then I encounter these situations and I'm like, am I better than other people in the corporate environment? Like, do I get it? Am I more in touch and in tune with like the jokes and the humor and the absurdity of it all? And I'm like, maybe I am. But then that sounds bad, right? It sounds bad to say to yourself or to others, like, maybe I'm better than other people in this regard. But you're also like, someone called this short-term incentive. So maybe it's a bell curve and I'm like on the right side of it, you know? Kills me every time. Every time. I cry every time. Kills me. Absolutely kills me. Okay, what is that? I'm out of wine. That's my problem. That's my current problem. Well, let's see, anything else? Anything on my notepad here? Oh, I'm blocking the camera. Like, why am I not moving? I said holding a notepad in front of my face. Let's see. Anime, gym experience, parent preserve, laser hair removal. Oh man, one thing about my car getting broken into was I was going to go to brunch on Sunday, and then I was going to go stop by a vinyl shop to buy some classical music vinyls to be a full hipster. And I woke up this morning, I wrote it down. I'm like, oh shit. Can I get the Lord of the Rings soundtrack on vinyl? That would be amazing. But now I can't drive my car because it has no window. Rude. So, this is my week. my day. I guess technically I drew a bunch of things. So there you go, put them all on. And I'm like, here we go. Oh, that looks terrible. You know, maybe I don't draw. Maybe this turned out to be more of a chatting stream given my car theft issues earlier in the day. Stop. It might be a shorter stream. What matters is I got here, I had some wine. I doodled a bit as I chatted. I enjoyed myself. That matters a lot. People chatted and text. Oh man, Twitch did a shitty thing where Twitch is like, oh, if you're just watching but you don't interact, we're not going to count you for the viewership numbers. And it's like, come on, man. Come on, Twitch. Like, really? Like, I've watched so many streams and never commented. And they're like, we're not going to count that anymore. I hate tech companies. And that's why I'm buying records. But I also want to stream on the internet. And I don't want to live in the physical world sometimes, but I'm also like, anyway. In short, I'm probably not going to draw anything beyond my OC Bilbo wagons here. I'm still probably still waiting for like, once my 2.0 model is done, I can start using that as a reference to practice drawing. Mostly the outfit side of it, which I'm very excited about. That's probably going to be like, I'm going to run this thing where it's like in 4 weeks, I'll have my new model, but I'll be like, I'm going to Japan for 3 weeks. And then I'm like, oh, I'm back from Japan. I could do my new model debut. Like, I'm going to Christmas for a week. This is my favorite season, but I keep traveling during it, which is a problem. That's on me. So I might wrap things up. I end up talking about today's topics. Break-in. We had car break-in. Corporal life. Other things. Right. Other things. Now they're here, wrapping things up, going towards the end. Though I know, like, deep down in my heart of hearts, streaming for 3 hours is probably what I should do. But like, if I really wanted to grow my channel and get subscribers, I would stream for 3 hours or 2+ hours. But I'm old. I need to stand up every now and then. I need to pee. I need to eat food, get more wine, the usual. Take a moment. Be grateful to your friends. Be grateful to your communities. Tell your friends you love them. Tell your communities you appreciate them being part of your lives and you're being part of them. It's important because who else can you complain to about your car being broken into if not your friends? Find a Discord. Find a community. Took me years. Took me many years to find one. Woof. Now I couldn't imagine living without it. I could imagine living without it. That was called previous relationships. Ha ha ha. Oh, yay. But I'm gonna probably go. I have some broccoli rice for dinner. Very exciting. Broccoli rice left over for dinner. Then more wine. Then probably some Arc Raiders. I was wondering if, like, should I stream Arc Raiders? I'll see if my friends want to. I'm not sure if I want to or not. Tonight, I might do it this weekend. I might do it Saturday or Sunday. We'll see how things are feeling. Next stream is tentatively tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for more Ender Magnolia. 10 a.m. Ender Magnolia PST. Saturday. Bam. And then I'll get a new schedule out and probably do more Ender Magnolia. I don't know how much longer I have in the game. It's probably my challenge. So I'll probably hit a point where I start being like, I'll do a stream of this unless I finish, and then I'll switch to something else. I don't know yet what that something else is going to be. I'm starting to feel again of like, I'm starting to want to play factory games. So I might do like Factorio Space Age is one on my radar. There's one out that's like Anno but rats. That's coming out. Anno 117 coming out. I'm feeling like city building factory game mood is coming on. Is approaching. I've taken a break from it. Might be ready to go back to it. Essentially, I think I need to take a break from skill-based games and go to like relaxing strategy tactics sort of games for a while there. I could do like a throwback game like Deadlock Planetary Conquest, or some smaller indie games I purchased. Oh, you know what? My friend gifted me a game for my birthday. He gifted me a game called, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll probably do this next. Chance of Sonar? Apparently it's a mystery solving game where there's 4 languages in the game you don't know. And the game is you trying to figure out what the words mean in the language to enable you to have conversations. And once you learn how the languages work, you can actually like get to the end and solve the mystery sort of thing. It sounds super cool. And I got it for my birthday, so I might play that. Actually, I might play that one next. But that's for the future. Thank you all for joining me on today's stream. I enjoy it. It's a good way to end the week. It's a good way to end a work week, especially when you have a lot of things happen to you on a Friday, like a car being broken into and people calling you, and you have to call people. Ugh, awful. I'll be on Blue Sky posting things. If you know me in Discord, I never leave Discord when I'm at home. And next stream will be 10 a.m. tomorrow. I hope everyone has a great, fantastic Friday evening, and I will catch everybody the next time I stream. Bye-bye, everybody.